This report is brought to you by the NRSF, the National Road Safety Foundation.
When you think of safety devices in a car, you probably think of seatbelts, or maybe even the airbags. But there's something else in a car that can help keep us safe. Actually, it's not a something, but rather a someone, the passenger.
You know you're speeding.
Yeah, I know.
Passengers need to speak up if they're in a car that's being driven unsafely.
Honey, it's my job to text, your job to drive.
To get that message across, the NRSF once again made speaking up the theme of this year's Drive to Life PSA contest. Teens across the country were invited to submit their ideas for a public service announcement encouraging passengers to not stay silent. More than 200 entries were submitted. The winning concept, called Break the Silence, came from 16-year-old Hunter Cleveland. He's a student at Jasper County High School in Monticello, Georgia.
I heard about this contest through my teacher. He posted it as an assignment, so I decided to write up a script, and next thing you know, I ended up winning. I wanted to think of something that's like a creative way to show teens speaking up. And so I thought of the ripping the tape off the mouth as a good way to symbolize, them overcoming the reason why they didn't want to speak up.
In addition to the top prize of $2,000, Hunter also won an all-expenses-paid trip to New York City for himself and his dad.
The way we organized it was to try and get the scenes where the camera's already in position.
Also part of his prize, getting to work with an Emmy-winning production company to create his PSA.
The car will drive, we'll record, we'll get at least one take, we'll come back, we'll stop, we'll play it back. You look at it with us and make any comments. If you're happy with it, it's a buy. If you're not happy with it, we discuss what's wrong with it, and we do it again.
This is our clapboard, which we will use at the beginning of each scene.
Rolling, Hunter, slated, please.
Scene 3, take 1, mark.
Okay. And start to drive. And you're typing. Okay. Let's say we got it.
I say we got it too.
All right. Are you happy with the shot? The Hunter is happy with the shot.
Okay.
Approved shot.
Being on location with the TV crew was only part of the experience.
I started out with a script, and then I sent it to the competition. Once I found that I won, they sent it back to me with revisions I needed to make. I met with them, I revised it all. Once that got approved, I drew out storyboards for them, and they sent back some revisions to me. I flew here, and I helped direct some. We can run these through, these three together, and then we can start this a bit early and have them rant.
Hunter walked us through the many different jobs he had on the project.
So I helped doing props. Scene 2, take 3, mark. I helped slate. I helped work with the actors.
Okay, so turn at your mom, look at, like that.
Oh yeah, I acted in it. Me and my dad both acted in it.
I ain't got all day. I gotta get out of here.
Working with my dad was pretty interesting. I saw a side of him I never thought I would see before. He was really angry. I mean, he gets angry sometimes, but I never saw him behind the wheel. He surprised me. He was a pretty good actor with the way he done things and all that.
Star actor here. I think he did great today. Really surprised me. I haven't really been able to be around him much doing his film stuff, and out here seeing him in action today really showed me that he really does good and he really loves what he does. I'm really proud of him.
I think we got it perfectly.
Today went really well. I had a lot of fun setting up with the crew. We got some really interesting shots, and all the shots looked amazing. The sound was also great too. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun working with the crew, and it was a great experience.
Hunter's next experience was post-production. That's when the best shots are edited together, along with music and sound effects to make a 30-second PSA for broadcast.
So hi, Hunter. Good to see you again. How's everything?
Because Hunter had returned to Georgia, this step in the process was done virtually.
Rick Levine is the editor who's been working on your PSA.
I think it was around scene 9. The time allotted in the script didn't really match the action that was being done. So at that point, you have to start playing around with the editing to try and get things into time.
Even though the PSA was now completed, Hunter wasn't done yet. He still had to present it to the contest sponsors for their approval.
With this PSA, I wanted to have some device that represents the fears that might stop teen passengers from speaking up. So with that being said, I'm proud to now show you my PSA, Break the Silence.
In next week's show, we'll tell you how that went. For Teen Kids News, I'm Sydney.